You know that feeling, that deep, just profound exhaustion that has nothing to do with how busy you are? It's this thing that's hard to name, right? It just kind of hangs around under the surface. Well, today we're going to put a name to it. I mean, really think about it. You get a full night's sleep, maybe even 8 hours, but when you wake up, that heavy, bone-tired feeling is still there. It's like you didn't rest at all.
Okay, and I want to be really clear about this. That feeling, it's not a flaw. It's not you being lazy, not at all. It's actually a super important signal that your body and your mind are trying to send you, and it's about time we started listening.
So, what you might be feeling is something called emotional burnout. Basically, it's when your internal emotional batteries are just completely drained. You've given everything you've got, and your whole system is just running on fumes. And look, this is way more than just being stressed out. It's a state of total, utter depletion. Okay, so how do you actually know if this is what's going on with you? Well, let's dive in. We're going to break down 5 of the most common and honestly most overlooked signs that your emotional battery is getting dangerously low.
All right, first up, this one might be the most confusing sign of the bunch.
And here we are, right back where we started. You've slept, but you don't feel rested. You're just not restored. This is probably the biggest and frankly most confusing signal there is.
So, what's actually going on here? Well, what's so wild is that while your body might have been resting, your mind definitely wasn't. It was busy. It was churning through worries, replaying conversations, basically processing stress the entire night. I mean, that is exhausting work, and you feel every bit of it the second you open your eyes. Okay, sign number 2. This one tends to pop up right in the middle of your day, probably staring at you from your to-do list. You know that feeling when the thought of doing something simple, like answering an email or, I don't know, loading the dishwasher, it just feels like climbing Mount Everest? It's this huge sense of overwhelm from tiny things that normally you wouldn't even think twice about. And this, right here, is a huge clue. It means your ability to handle even the smallest things is, well, it's shot. Think about your phone when it's at 1% battery. Just turning on the screen feels like it takes some monumental effort, right? That's exactly what's happening with your emotional energy when you're burnt out. Now, this feeling of being totally overwhelmed, it often leads right into our third sign, which has everything to do with your patience level. So suddenly you're snapping at people. Little things, someone chewing too loud, the Wi-Fi being slow. They don't just feel annoying, they feel like a personal attack. Your fuse is just incredibly short. And believe it or not, there's a real biological reason for this. Emotional burnout actually weakens the part of your brain that handles self-control, your prefrontal cortex. Think of it as the brain's filter. When that filter is weak, all your raw, unfiltered stress reactions just bubble right up to the surface. You literally don't have the energy to keep them in check.
All right, on to number 4. And this is where we start to see how this drain affects the things that are supposed to bring you joy.
You know that hobby you used to pour hours into? Or that show you couldn't wait to binge? Suddenly, they just feel like work, like another item on the to-do list. The spark is gone. There's no joy, you're just going through the motions.
What's happening here is actually a defense mechanism. Your entire system is so overloaded that to protect itself, it just starts to shut down feelings. Because feeling joy, well, that takes energy, and you just don't have any to spare. So this numbness is your body's way of trying to conserve every last drop of energy it has.
And that brings us to our final sign, number 5. This one is maybe the most subtle, and it's definitely the one that gets misunderstood the most.
A lot of people mix this up with depression, but there's a really important difference. With burnout, it's not always about feeling intensely sad. A lot of the time, it's about not feeling anything at all. It's this hollow, empty, just flat feeling. Yeah, this is such a great way to see the difference. Look, sadness is an active feeling. It's intense, it has weight. You are actively feeling something. But burnout, emptiness, that's a void. It's a total absence of feeling. Why? Because emotionally, you've got nothing left in the tank. Okay, so we've walked through all these signals. What's the big takeaway here? It's really all about recognizing the pattern.
So let's just do a quick recap of the 5 signals. You're waking up tired. Small, everyday tasks feel heavy. You're getting irritated at the drop of a hat. You feel disconnected from your hobbies. And you're feeling empty instead of sad. That's the pattern. Now listen, if you're hearing this and thinking, wow, that's me, I need you to know something. This is not a life sentence. It is not a sign that you're weak.
It's validation. It's your body telling you, hey, something's got to change. Just seeing these signals, just recognizing them, that is the first and honestly the most powerful step you can take.
So that's what this is all about. You now have the tools to spot the signals. The big question now isn't just, am I burned out? The real question is, now that you can see the signs, what's one small thing you can do to start recharging? What comes next for you?